Okay, so the next bearing gets pressed in with the input shaft attached. So here's my brand new input shaft. Remember, the guys on High Gear posted a video on YouTube, or I called them, I don't remember. I think they posted a video, and at the end of the video, they said they only get these things to quiet down if you change 5th gear and 5th gear idler. So we have a new 5th gear and a 5th gear idler. So what we got to do is you use a bearing splitter to remove this bearing. Remember, right there's a C-clip or a snap ring. I don't have to take this bearing off because in my kit I have a brand new bearing. So I'm going to be pressing on the new bearing, and the only thing that you're going to see me do is take this clip off and put it on the new bearing. Put it on and retain the new bearing. So they make a bearing splitter that kind of it screws in between the gear and the bearing, and then you can actually remove the clip and press this out and then press your new bearing on. I bought this from High Gear, and I think it was 199 bucks. And you know what? With the amount of time I'm spending on this, if they say it quiets it down, I have zero reason to believe they don't know what they're talking about. So I'm going to trust them, and I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to put the new shaft, the new 5th gear counter, the new bearing, and we're just going to go all the way. So, all right, so let me get set up. We'll get this clip off. We will go over to the press, and we will get this pressed on the new input shaft, and then this unit with the bearing, this whole unit will be ready to be pressed into right next to the one we just did in the front half of the case. So hang on, we'll be right back. Okay, so here's our new shaft. What I'm going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this on. And it doesn't take a lot because the fit is so tight, it squeegees all of this down anyways. So you just need a little bit. That's already probably too much, but let me get some of that off. Okay. Now we got a little bit of that on. So let's double verify here. Let's double verify. The step goes to the gear. Okay, the step goes to the gear. So here's the step, and the step goes to the gear. Okay, so that's centered. Now, part of my Miller tool 6448 comes with this bearing press tool, and this tool basically slides over the shaft and fits the inner race of the bearing. You don't ever want to just push on the whatever whether you have an OD fit or an ID fit, you want to push the metal that's against the fit. So if my press fit is in the center race, you want to put your pressure on the center race. Don't put your pressure solely on the outer race, because then the pressure transfers through the bearings to the center race, and that's not what you want to do. So just rule of thumb, my daddy taught me a long time ago, wherever you push on the part that's connected to the resistance. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if you don't get it, send me an email, I'll explain it. If you're thinking about doing this, you already get those concepts, I guarantee it. So now what we're going to do, if this thing has enough stroke, we are going to press. Oh, that's easy. Okay, she bottomed out. And then we are going to remove the Miller tool. And we are going to take a look, and man, she is spot on. Spot on. All right, let's get prepped to get this inserted into the case. Hold on. All right, don't forget, like I just about right now forgot, you got to get your snap ring off your old one, and you got to put your snap ring on your new one. So this one was a little easier. And I like to hear them pop in there. I like to hear that pop. Is that the best way to do it? I doubt it. So I think we're all in and good. I just like to make sure these are pressed down good. Pressed down good. I had a bad experience when I was a kid with these, so. So, let me wipe this excess lube off. And I just want to take a look. Yep, she's in good. All right, so before we put that back in, let's go ahead and put our seal in. Remember we went over the seal numbers in the last video. Here's the seal driver that I bought. And yes, I did use a little bit of my anti-seize. Okay, we are on there. Now, I'm not using the anti-seize. You want to make sure you use some lubricant when you slide this over the shaft. I'll use regular, like a wheel bearing grease or something to put on this. So, what we are going to do is we're going to go set up on the press, and I'm going to press this one in because I don't want to go funny with the hammer and dink my seal. So, stand by a second and let me go get set up on the press. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'm set up. Here, let me pull this off. This is how I'm set up on my press, right? Cheapy Harbor Freight press. I'll be honest with you, it works fine for what I paid. And as much as I use it, I'm good. Now you can see I got the seal in, and then I got this just set in there. This tool that I bought, which is, I don't know how to Miller number on here. Miller 8228. It fits perfectly on that gear. So that's how we're going to be pressing this in. So you're not going to be able to see much, but I'm going to get this centered. And I think I should be able to. I should be able to just pump this right in. Oh God. It's going in about as easy as it came out. this out. And then we have our gear. Oh, beautiful. All right, let's go back over to our other workstation. Okay, so this bearing is in, went in good. This is in. Remember, the steps are up. The steps in the bearing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and I use like brake clean, and I'm going to go brake clean all these. I just don't think it's a good idea if you Loctite on oily bolts. So I spray them till they're dry, and then I Loctite, and I think the Loctite sticks better, but you don't want to use Loctite on really oily bolts. These, you can tell, are really, really oily. So we're going to do a quick cleanup, then we'll come back, we'll put all 4 of the spacers in, we'll put all 8 of the bolts in, we'll get those snugged down, and then we're going to flip it over, and we are going to do a shaft wobble test. Okay, hang on. Okay. We are all clean. These surfaces are nice and clean. Let's go ahead and start fitting these in there. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, perfect. And the last one. Perfect. Now, so, you know, I'm not a pro when it comes to Loctite. This had blue on it. Guess what? All I have is red. Guess what else? I'll probably never do this again. So I don't care. If you think it makes a difference, then let me know. I always like to learn new things. Come on, baby. That one in. That one in. I think if one of these were to work its way out, it would be catastrophic. If it fell to the bottom, you might be okay, but I see it whooping around in there and getting lodged. And I see, you know what? Really? Shit always happens when you're the furthest away from home, right? Never happens in your driveway. Shit always happens when you're as far out as you can get out. We all know that's the truth. Don't even deny it. Okay, I am not torquing with this, right? Don't even think about it. This gun will break off anything. I'm just running them in. You can't believe what this little thing can break. Grade 8, 1/4 inch. Bolts don't have a prayer. I'll snap them every time. Right? I don't want to do that. And last one. All right, so let me grab my wrench so I can feel. Gotta be able to feel it. Yep. 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 See how much I'm choked up on my wrench? If you full choke these, good luck with that, because it's aluminum, remember? So I choke up and I just kind of go hand tight, and then I'm just going to double check. Tight, tight, tight. All right, so there's an inch-pound torque rating to these, but guess what? All my years of doing shit, I've never had an inch-pound gauge. Done, done, Done. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gear. The lock ring's on. So this whole side is done. That feels a lot tighter. Let me flip this over. Sorry. Sorry. Wow. All right, we got that clean. Slide that on. I'm not sure if these little things were Loctited. But I bet we're gonna put a little bit on there. There's that one. And there's that one. All right, tech tip. I got some Loctite and this is gel stuff. Not a fan, just saying. Not a fan of the gel. It seems to, as you thread the screws in, it just seems to like strip it off. Perfecto. All right, let me reposition and we'll do our shaft test. Hang on. All right. Wow. Isn't that interesting? That's horrible. I think that bearing is shot. Now the sound of the bearing is completely different, but that, I don't know if that's too far off of what the other one was. Wow. Okay, well, that's brand new bearing. Everything's brand new, everything's torqued. And that's what I end up with. So I'm going to call that normal. All right, so we got this done. We got this done. So that's all done. This is all done. Done. And I have some parts coming today, so I should get another video up in the next day or two. We are going to complete this, the counter shaft, and then we're going to go with the big dog, the main shaft. So hang on, and if everything goes good this weekend, I'll have 3 out of my 4 divided sections done. I'll have the counter shaft done, front half of the case and the rear half of the case. All right, be well. Bye.